Welcome back to I Am SHAHANNA YouTube channel. Today, we are exploring one of the most infamous crime cases in American history, the Golden State Killer. For over a decade, the serial rapist and murderer terrorized California, leaving a trail of devastation and fear in his wake. From the San Francisco Bay Area to Southern California, the Golden State Killer struck without warning, targeting homes and families in the dead of night. The case is known for its brutal nature and the groundbreaking DNA technology that finally led to the perpetrator's capture. The investigation was one of the longest and most complex in California's history, spanning multiple jurisdictions and involving countless law enforcement agencies. Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer and mechanic, lived a seemingly ordinary life in Sacramento, California. But behind closed doors, DeAngelo led a double life. Born on November 8, 1945, DeAngelo grew up in a troubled home with a history of violent behavior. His father was reportedly abusive, and DeAngelo had a history of petty crimes. Despite his troubled past, DeAngelo managed to keep his dark side hidden, serving as a police officer in Exeter, California. From 1973 to 1976, he was married with 3 daughters and was seen as a normal, functioning member of society. However, this facade would eventually crumble, revealing the true nature of the man behind the badge. For decades, police were stumped with no leads or suspects. But in 2001, DNA evidence was collected from crime scenes, and in 2018, genealogy was used to build a family tree from the DNA, narrowing it down to one suspect, Joseph James DeAngelo. Investigators use GED Match, a public genealogy database, to identify distant relatives of DeAngelo and build a family tree. The use of genealogy marked a significant turning point in the investigation. By analyzing DNA evidence and building a family tree, investigators were able to identify DeAngelo as the prime suspect. On April 24, 2018, DeAngelo was arrested at his home in Citrus Heights, California, after DNA evidence linked him to the crimes. Between 1976 and 1986, the Golden State Killer committed at least 12 murders, 45 rapes, and multiple burglaries across California. He targeted couples and families, often breaking in through open windows or unlocked doors. The crimes were brazen and seemingly random, leaving the state on edge. The Golden State Killer was known for his meticulous planning and taunting messages, which left police and victims' families frustrated and frightened. The crimes were often characterized by their brutality and the sense of terror they instilled in the community. The Golden State Killer's modus operandi was to bind and gag his victims, then rape and terrorize them, sometimes killing them in the process. The trauma and pain inflicted on the victims and their families would last a lifetime. DeAngelo's arrest brought closure to victims' families, but the trial was still ahead. In June 2020, DeAngelo pleaded guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder and numerous other charges. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The victims' families described the sentence as a measure of justice, but many still struggle with the trauma and pain inflicted by DeAngelo's crimes. The trial was a significant moment for the victims' families, who had waited decades for justice. The guilty plea and life sentence brought a sense of closure, but it also highlighted the lasting impact of DeAngelo's crime on the community. Remember that the technique of using DNA evidence and genetic genealogy is very important to know about, because that is what had brought justice to so many victims and their families. The Golden State Killer is very chilling, and this should be a reminder to us that darkness can possess ordinary people. DNA evidence and genetic genealogy brought DeAngelo to justice, but I don't think that the victims and their families will ever heal from this tragedy. I am so happy, though, that the families kept pursuing justice. Guys, thank you for watching my video today, and I hope that you enjoyed watching. And please, if you are a new viewer, if you are a new person watching my video, please subscribe if you'd like to see more of these videos. Don't forget that to watch my Mexican video, there's another video that will be coming probably Monday or Tuesday.